Chapter 2. The Flames of War. The throne was not what Theron had expected. It wasn't a symbol of power. It wasn't a seat of command. It was a grave. The days after he sat upon the ashen throne passed in a blur. Reports of battles, sieges, and assassinations came flooding in, but Theron barely heard them. The flames that had burned through his veins since his father, as death only seemed to grow stronger, hotter. Every moment, he felt as though he were burning from the inside out. Vesra warned him of the cost. She knew the curse of the Ashen Throne better than anyone. The fire that powered him was not a gift, but a cancer, a hunger that could never be sated. The throne was alive, and it demanded. Kael Viral was the first to call for war. Halrin Vex has already begun his march, Kael said as he stood before the throne, bowing his head. He claims the southern territories are his, and his army grows every day. Theron barely blinked. His thoughts were far away, lost in the shifting fire within him. You know what needs to be done? Kyle continued. If you don't act now, he will claim everything in his path. Theron leaned forward in the throne, his eyes glowing as the flames inside him flickered and danced. I will burn him, Theron said, his voice cold and unyielding. Let him come? The war was swift. The Ashguard, Theron's elite soldiers, burned the land behind them as they marched south. Their armor glowed like embers, their swords wreathed in fire, cutting through Halrin's forces with ease. Halrin's army, though vast, was ill-prepared for the ferocity of the Ashguard's onslaught. They faltered at every turn, retreating when faced with the unrelenting flames. But Halrin Vex was no fool. He had magic of his own. In the Forest of Dusk, where the first battle had taken place, Halrin, sorcerer, summoned a cloud of smoke, so thick it turned day into night. In the shadows, the hollow host, a terrifying force of undead warriors, emerged. Impossible to kill. Theron watched from atop his warhorse as his men clashed with the hollow host. The battle was not fought with swords alone. The air itself seemed to burn with dark magic, and every man who fell was dragged back into the battlefield by the twisted sorcery of Halrin's necromancers. Theron was not one to hesitate. He commanded the Ashguard to set fire to the forest, to burn everything, even the souls of the dead. The flames leapt into the trees, consuming everything in their path. Halrin watched in silence from the edge of the battlefield, his eyes narrowed in fury. You cannot kill what is already dead. You forget one thing, Theron said from behind him, his voice as cold as ice. I am not here to kill you. I am here to destroy you. Halrin turned, his face pale with rage. You think you can burn me? Theron grinned, and the fire within him burned brighter than ever. I don't need to burn you, Theron said. I need to burn everything you stand for. And with a single motion, Theron raised his sword, and the world burned. The battlefield was nothing but ashes by the time the smoke cleared. Theron stood amidst the destruction, his armor scorched and cracked, his eyes burning with a hunger that would never be satisfied. But in that moment he knew this was only the beginning. End of Chapter 2.